Okay. Allegedly, we're streaming. We're also recording.
Also dripping.
Allegedly. But where the... Let me make sure. Let me see what's the... This is me Googling how to... No. Where's... Okay, here we go. Question. You sent me a few tweets, but hold on, let me actually stop the stream. Okay, 0 drop frames so far, so I think we're in a good internet location. Stop recording, stop stream. Can you know, no.
Stop.
Actually, we're just gonna keep on. Keep it going. It's okay. I'm gonna pull up. I'm just always paranoid that when I'm streaming, I'm like showing everyone all my passwords.
You are showing everybody all your passwords.
I knew it.
I know your password.
Okay, you sent them all to me yesterday. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping on it.
You ever seen a movie called Undercover Brother?
Yes, that's like one of my favorite movies. I'm not even kidding. It's like when the shark jumps and you remember the part where the shark jumps out of the water and they're on the helicopter?
I don't remember.
Oh, that was I rewatched that scene. That's how I knew I had some kind of neurodivergence, because I rewatched that scene over and over and over again. Okay, let me do some advertising for this. Okay, we're live here. Okay, so we're here. Let's see how many drop frames we have.
NSTV.
Still 0. Okay, the wired connection seems to be going well. Okay, so okay, you sent me one more. I just want to get these all.
Here's what nobody is telling you about. Oh man.
Huh.
Nothing.
Okay, and we are. Let me just send this to the Discord.
I never know what's AI anymore.
Oh.
Someone brought up how China made some other cool robots or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like new. And I was like, yeah, I actually saw something about that too, but I was like, I don't know what's AI and what's not. Honestly, until I just saw those robots earlier today, I was like, I don't know if the robots online that are doing literally what's there, I don't know if that's AI or not. You know?
Literally couldn't even trust your own
eyeballs. That's like something we should talk about.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
I'm just not trusting whatever the fuck. Whatever's on social media, I'm just like, it's AI. It's just AI now.
I wouldn't trust dating apps anymore. I haven't been since AI started being super convincing, but I feel like
I stopped using dating apps a while ago, and it's been spectacular.
Take 2. NSTV is now live.
And if you use a dating app here, you're gonna just see people here.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Would it be awkward? I guess if they swipe right and you swipe left.
Right. I feel like it would more just be awkward, in the sense, what if you went on the date and didn't work out? Yeah, living here is literally like living in a small town of 300 people. So
yeah,
tread carefully.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of which, this isn't recording yet, right?
No, it is.
Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say. It is. I'm not gonna say then.
Jalen Nelson, right? Jalen Nelson.
Yeah.
Jalen Nelson, aka J Nelly.
There's this girl that gave me her number, and I just kind of I don't know what to do now.
Oh, well, text her.
No, I mean, I don't know, like, because, it's such a small town
Oh.
sort of thing, and she's long term.
Oh, she's long term.
I'm long term, so it's just
Yikes.
like the risk is now higher.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But you know what you could do? It's retard max. You could do that. Retard maxing.
what does that mean?
Just do whatever you want to do, and then don't overthink it, man.
Yeah.
Just don't make anyone too uncomfortable. I feel like that's like kind of, but it's hard to gauge nowadays.
You just gotta ignore them.
True. Retard max. We were talking about startup societies. Can I say we're talking about startup societies, spiritual experiences, and Jalen's dating life?
No, do we really? I don't know if we talk about my day.
We're not going to. We don't have to if we don't want to, but I just want to say it so people are like, ooh, spicy.
Oh well, people. Oh my God, you're like putting this in the discussion. I don't think anyone's really that interested in my dating life, to be honest.
Okay. Put it in. Oh, wait, I didn't put the link. There. Okay, we're back. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking off the old monitor. Just gonna keep it in just in case, but. All right. Good afternoon, Network School! I'm live here with Jalen Nelson, aka Network School's world's most interesting man. That's what I'm dubbing him. And do you agree or disagree, Jalen?
I don't think I'm that interesting.
He's pretty interesting. He's gonna talk to us about his experience with startup societies. He is the first person that I met when I got here who was like, I was like, why are you here? Why did you move to a deserted island with 300 people on it? And he's like, I want to build cities. That's why I'm here. And so I feel like he's very dedicated to the mission of Network School and just startup societies in general. He's been working in them for a long time. And on top of that, he we're gonna get into this later, but he actually has like a spiritual experience that that really motivated him to get into this. So yeah, Jalen, let's kick it off. So So I just want to say, we had this conversation yesterday too. We had some network issues. I just want to throw that out there just so people know that this is the second time having the conversation. But
feel free to just ask a question.
Okay, we're just going to ask away because we just want to, I'm just like, the entire time I am going to be paranoid that we are actually live. Okay, we are live still. Okay, so first question I want to ask you, Jalen. So what happened? Give us your background on startup societies. I know this is not the first startup society that you've been involved in, correct?
Well, I was COO of Startup Societies Foundation, and so it was a think tank where we would study startup societies and write papers about like how they could potentially succeed, and write papers about the failures and the successes of startup societies, private cities, charter cities, like that sort of thing. And all the other like blockchain, like crypto city projects that were like coming out there, intentional communities, et cetera. And so part of my role was like actively finding these intentional communities, startup societies, private cities, and communicating with the leadership to see if I could help them with some of our research, but to also like see what they were working on, how far they were along, maybe talk to them on a podcast or something like that. And so we could write papers about them. So
cool.
Yeah.
Who was the most like interesting like back then? So give people some context. How long ago was that? 5 years ago? 10 years ago?
I think that was 2021. Oh yeah, 2021 or 2022. I forgot. I was a senior in college when this happened, and I just kind of it was a weird set of circumstances that I just found myself in that position. But yeah, so I mean, maybe 4 years ago. And what was the question?
So who were some of these the more interesting people that you interacted with when you were who's coming to a startup society think tank and asking you to research something? Like give us like the prime customer at that time.
Well, I mean, this is a nonprofit, so we didn't have any customers. It was more just something. It was an initiative that we would take. So, who were some of the more interesting startup societies? I mean, man, there were so many interesting ones from Akon City, right?
Like Akon.
Yeah. He was supposed to be building a city.
What? I didn't know Akon was trying to build a city.
Yeah, in Senegal, Africa. Actually,
no way.
I sent those guys some of our research, and they responded pretty positively to it. So that was nice.
Yeah.
And then but they were like trying to build like.
Okay, so wait, really quick, like what is Akon? What was Akon Startup Society like? What was his like?
It was supposed to be a crypto city. So like, mind you, this is like post COVID. Like crypto is booming. Everyone's trying to figure out like how they can use this. And so when I was with Startup Societies, a lot of what I spent my time on during that time was figuring out how to connect blockchain with like civic infrastructure. How can you build a city? We even had a paper. It was called the Zone Protocol, where essentially it was a technical like white paper that showed how you could use blockchain technology to like fund a city and like put the real estate on chain and have its value be back have its value like staked into a token and like that was like, and this was like super early. I didn't write this paper, by the way, just want to put that out there. I joined the foundation because when I talked to the executive director, he sent me this paper.
Oh, I see.
He sent it to me because I had an idea for something like this because I was thinking about this. I went to some investor conference and these guys were like freaking out about like the future and like how people are going to retire and like baby boomers and like the wealth transfer and like all of this stuff. So they were kind of concerned about the financial future of the United States, which obviously people still are. But
Yikes.
during that conference, I'll never forget. I came up with the idea of like, oh well, we can use blockchain and we can have like some sort of your retirement could be backed by wherever you've invested time into. If you're able to like actually commit to like being there and just like my idea was to get more people involved in their local communities using blockchain. And so like I had this idea of like putting a city on chain and I came up with it at this place. Like in the middle of this conference. They gave us like these notebooks or whatever.
Cool.
And like pins, and then I came up with the idea. And then like I think this is like this is what made me think that like, hey, maybe this is possible. I was like in this conference and
which conference again?
It was called the San Francisco Investment Management Symposium.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, I made up a company name to like to get in here.
Oh, you're a real hustler.
You had to be part of a company or whatever. I just made up.
That's high agency.
I didn't know what I was like. Yeah, whatever.
Agency.
I'm just gonna do it. I actually suggested this as a solution to someone or like as a possibility, and then it got people's interest and as at that time, I think I was my second year in college. At that time, I was like, "Whoa! I can't believe I just said something smart right now." Like I was just pulling that out of my ass. So
it's really it's like equal parts validating when somebody smart has already had your idea, but also it kind of sucks. You're like, "That's my idea, bro. Like, step off my idea."
It was that conference kind of changed my life actually in a sense where like the people there didn't really like, mind you, I'm around a bunch of like incredibly successful people. I'm in a place where like I have no right to be here.
Like SF Capital Investment.
I have no right to be here. Okay.
Yeah, that's some commas, as they say.
Yeah, but even these guys, they didn't really understand like blockchain that well. I like saw. Like this was like early. Yeah. I mean, I'll never forget. I remember someone, they raised their hand and they asked a question. I forgot what the question was, but I remember thinking, that's such a dumb question. I don't even know why you would ask it. Like this should be common sense. And then I realized like, wait, there's an opportunity here because these people with a lot of money don't know it.
Yeah.
But actually, when I came with that idea, I actually left early. Just to go and like, I was like, look, I got to take this energy and just kind of like use it.
You got to go with it. You got to roll with it. Yeah.
But then a few months later, came across Startup Societies and the executive director, Joseph McKinney, actually sent me a white paper that was what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And that kind of kickstarted me into like, oh yeah, I've got I got to pay attention to this. I sent that white paper to a few different crypto cities and like got some people's attention. And that's when I like joined. That's when they saw like I was able to get the attention of like some pretty wealthy, influential people.
Yeah.
Like with, for me, it was like sending a cold DM or an email. And I got a sales background. So I was like very used to doing this. Like I know how to get in contact with people. So they brought me in with that. They brought me in because I was able to reach out to people and get their attention. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of a really important,
yeah,
pretty useful skill, I'd say. So what brought you? So why the heck did you even go to the Capital, like the SF Capital Investment Convention, other than like, you know, like you know, somebody like a normal person on the street, they would never just like randomly go to a capital investment convention. Like what made you make that decision to do that? Like,
you know, this is actually crazy because at that time, like I was going to like different events and stuff, but the truth is I don't remember signing up for that.
Oh, really?
I could put my hand on the Bible and swear that I did not sign up for that.
Yeah.
I just randomly got a ticket
in the mail.
Yeah, in my email.
Oh, interesting.
Where it said like and it was on my calendar.
Who cold outreach to?
But this was not a cold outreach. This was like I would like this isn't this particular play, like they weren't promoting this.
Yeah.
Right? Like this was like you had to be like self-selected in. And just quite frankly, at the time, I mean, I was in college, so it's not like I was making that much money.
Yeah.
And so I know I didn't pay for this.
Yeah. No way.
And the fact is, I went in there. It was a nice buffet with all kinds of like just
with some shrimp.
Yeah, it was shrimp. It was just salmon everywhere. There was caviar.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, I know I didn't pay for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like this is on my calendar. So like, what prompted me to do it? It just happened to come up, and it happened to come up at the same time that I was just like debating whether or not I should get like this new suit. It was like this Hugo Boss suit. It was like $2,000.
Yeah.
I was debating like whether or not I should get it tailored, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get this tailored now. And so I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll like take this as a sign. It was just one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, you're supposed to go here because this is just like something that came up, you know?
Yeah. And so so really quick. I'm actually like pretty terrible. So I'm a software engineer by trade. So like I don't know how to do cold outreach. Like give me some tips on like if I wanted to get some people's attention, like what would I do? Just hot, like quick. Like what do you think is like the easiest way? Like cuz I remember like when we first met I was saying like, "Oh, like I should help my friend with outreach. I should say like my name's Tess and I'm really passionate about this." And then you're like, don't say you're passionate. If you say you're passionate, they're not gonna respect you. They're gonna think you're an idiot. So like I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. So like, yeah, what is like, how do you think about cold outreach? Like, what is your framing? Yeah.
It's always about the other person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even introduce myself in some emails or in some messages. I'm like not even say. In fact, I almost never introduce myself. I'm never like, oh, my name is whatever. Like. I'll just put my name at the bottom. I don't even put first and last name. I'll just put Best Jalen. Like,
yeah.
And like that's it. And maybe leave like my website my website like domain or something so they can like check it out. So but in general, I just try to make it about them. Like it's all about them. My personal method when I'm doing mass outreach, this is different from when I'm doing like very personalized.
Yeah.
Very personalized. I will do deep research on the person, and then I'll figure out what their language pattern, what their interests are, and what their language pattern is.
Okay.
So like how they like if they post on social media, and you know, obviously they're like posting in their voice, right?
Yeah.
So they're using particular words that resonate with them, and so like I have the ability to extract those keywords even before AI. This is what I would do for like very personalized outreach.
Yeah.
I would extract certain words that would be unique to this person's language or a certain style that's unique to this person's language. And then I would message them and ideally put like, obviously in their tone always, but ideally put some word that they've used before.
Like so mirroring, basically. Like,
yeah.
Textual mirroring.
In B2C, I think they call it like voice of the customer. But in B2B, I don't think that same, I don't think they have a word for it. I wrote a paper on, I made a post about this on LinkedIn where I like extracted the emotional language behind like people's posts so you can make posts that would resonate with them to get them to like it more.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I do for personalized outreach, I'll like try to do that. I'm like for like individual, like this person's really important. For mass outreach, I just try to solve a problem. So I just come in and I ask them a question, and I will consider like the voice of the customer, but oftentimes like when someone's like facing a problem, the way that they discuss that problem is usually not something that they're posting on social media. So I have to find like I have to find general industry terms that would resonate with them, or just simplified language that makes it seem as though I'm an expert at solving their problem.
Oh, okay,
and then
gotcha.
I'll like ask a question. So I go by the 3 S's method in email. This is different on social media, but on email, the 3 S's method. So I try to get someone to say yes 3 times. The first 2 times are just like it's like a qualifying question, an obvious yes question, and then it's like, and then there's the call to actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So obvious yes question, like, do you think you're really cool?
I guess that could be one, but no, it's like the qualifying question is, are you having a problem with this, or are you the person, if it's a larger organization, you're like trying to make sure you can reach the decision maker, like,
got you.
Hey, like, do you handle this?
Got you.
And it's like we brought these results, would you like these results?
Okay.
And so these results, whatever results I'm sending are good, right?
Yeah.
And so like
they want to buy them.
Yeah. And so like, would you like them is an obvious yes.
I see.
And then it's like, let's hop on a call.
I see.
Or sometimes I'll just like send some call to action, depending on like what it is. Like check out my website, or like maybe not check out my website. That's always like kind of spammy, but I like to leave the website in the just underneath my name, because they're gonna look it up anyway.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. I feel like things have reversed a bit, where it's like most of the cold outreach I get from people, it's like asking me to like work for them or something like this, like as a software engineer. And it used to be I would never respond to one of those emails. Literally never. I'd be like, no, I'm only gonna go through friends or people I know to get a job. And now it's like I don't even trust my friends. Now I'm like, I don't trust my friends to recommend me a good job. Do you feel like that's changed?
That cold outreach works more now?
Yeah, like I feel like it used to be like cold outreach. I'm like, like why would I respond to this random person? And now I'm like, why would I respond to my friend?
I think it really just depends. Like I've heard God knows how many times that cold outreach is dead, right?
Yeah,
like that's
right?
like a general narrative.
That's what everybody says.
But I did just spend the last year or so taking a client's company from $1.1 to $4.7 million using only cold outreach.
There you go.
So, and
nice.
Yeah, and it just consistent cold outreach.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried running ads before, and they got like a lot of like unqualified people. And then, nothing happened, or like they just had a high like churn rate, and they wasted a lot of time and money. And, I think their ad budget was like, they were spending like $70K a month on up to $70K a month on ads.
Okay.
And when I set up their revenue system, when I set up their outbound system, it was in total like $10K a month that they were spending on this. So it was like, I just shaved off their costs and just did direct outreach, and it just blew them away.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to recap for people, so you started sort of your professional career at the Startup Society's foundation. Then you went to doing cold outreach, cold email outreach. Started an agency called Clayboy Labs. And now you're back in Startup Society. What brought you back? Why are you back?
As good as I am at this whole like outreach, like cold outreach, B2B, like sales and marketing and stuff like that. This is, I don't even know if I should say this, but I don't actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this whole thing is like, oh, you have to like be passionate about what you do. And like, you know, the fact is I make plenty of money doing it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, and it's allowing me to be able to like travel the world and enjoy like other
Aren't you taking
aspects.
a private jet pretty soon?
Yeah.
Fam gang.
Okay,
I'm trying to get a free ride.
Okay. We may have to cut this out. I'm not trying to flex that hard. But,
Okay, sorry. We can't cut it out, it's live, but that's okay.
yeah.
I won't say it again.
so I'm like, where was I? Yeah. I'm just like, I'm not very passionate about it. I've always been passionate about startup societies. It's just that I learned during my time with Startup Societies Foundation, which, by the way, I wasn't really that great of a COO. Like, I could get people.
You were a new grad, right?
Yeah. And so, like, you know, some tough lessons that I learned there, and then I was like, okay, maybe I got to get more experience in life or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I did, and I was like, you know what, I need to re-enter this space now that I have. I mean, I'll never forget. I was in South America. I was like chilling in my friend's like huge mansion.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there at a time where like we were let's just say we were in a very fortunate situation. Like
life was good.
Life was real good at this time. And I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking to myself like, I want to build cities.
Yeah. You're
like,
surrounded by like everything you could ever possibly need, like beautiful environment, beautiful people, and you're like, I'm bored.
Yeah. Because there was like this part of my intellectual imagination that I wasn't able to stretch in this environment.
Yep.
And unfortunately, you know, building cities is so niche and so grand that bringing this up to the wrong people kind of freaks them out. Mm-hmm. And bringing this up, it either freaks them out or it just gives them the wrong idea of what it is that you're thinking about. Yeah. You know, because I was thinking in terms of startup societies. Most people would equate it to real estate, and don't get me wrong, it is one big like commercial real estate project, but other things like go into it, right? Mm-hmm. Especially when you look at it the way like something like Network School is building, or like some of these other places that like are cloud first, right? Like if I were to look at this from like a business standpoint, that would be like a demand first approach. It's the same way someone like they throw out a wait list to get a bunch of people to say that they want a particular thing, and then they raise capital to build it. Yeah. Right? Like this is a very similar approach, but there are very few people who would be able to understand something like that.
Yeah, totally.
And so and at the time, I don't know, I mean, Network School is probably just like a few years old. I obviously wasn't here like in the first like cohort or anything. And honestly, I didn't know about it until I came. Yeah. Until like a few months before I showed up. So like, I didn't know of another place besides like these randos that I met online during COVID to like talk. I didn't have anybody to talk to about this. I didn't have like, I wasn't able to stretch my intellectual imagination, and it was just, it makes you feel like something is like incomplete. Like
you're missing.
Yeah.
And then how did you get into this before, like why even get involved in this before, like when you were in college and everything? Because you, like, you know, the average college student experience, they kind of are thinking about, you know, like, oh, I just need to get a job. I need to impress my parents. I need to like, maybe, you know, I want to go with this party. Maybe that's what they're thinking. What for you made you so interested in building cities?
Building cities specifically? It wasn't that I necessarily took an initial interest. Like, it wasn't something I like dreamed about when I was younger or anything. I thought I was just gonna like get rich and then just go ball out, you know. That was the plan, right? The American dream. But I had this experience when I was about 17, and it was very strange experience. Like, it was unique. I have met one other person who's experienced something similar, and he experienced it during a car accident. And so this is, honestly, until I met him, I was like questioning, like, am I crazy or not? Like, until like I met someone else who had like that exact same experience.
Yeah.
But it was just to be a little descriptive of it. I was just coming home from work after like I worked at McDonald's. I was a senior in college. I mean, I was a senior in high school. So I would go to school, go to work, and from 4 to close. So I would close at like midnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This was like this was me 6 days a week. Like I was working overtime. Like I wanted to make the money.
Yeah.
And so 6 days a week, I'm just like school. 5 days a week is school.
Yeah.
6 days a week is work. And I'm working from 4 to close every day. And so I was just coming home one day and I went to just going to sleep like normal. And then like this random like light comes on, like and I thought that it was like maybe my brother like turned on the light or something because we like both slept in the basement.
Yeah.
I was just like, whatever. But no, for whatever reason, like this light like covered like my entire eyes. And then it, yeah. And it just kind of like took me to like a whole other place. It was like, the best way to describe it is I just like flew from Earth, went straight through space and went to some gigantic white area that was like, you ever seen The Matrix? Like with you know, like when they enter that room where it's just solid white.
Yep.
And then they can just like think something and then it's created.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like.
Oh, so you had like a full out of body experience.
Yeah, I mean that was and the fact is it felt more real than like actual life.
Yeah.
And the fact is, by the way, I didn't do drugs in high school.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing I didn't even drink alcohol. Like I was like at the time I was like
you were high on discipline.
Yeah, and like I was also I was preparing to go to the military.
Yeah.
And so like I wasn't taking any chances. I wasn't doing anything outside of just like school and work.
Yep.
But that whole situation of like being in that environment and then like and it felt more real than like even what we're doing now. Like it felt real. Like and more real than anything I've experienced to this day actually. Like and you know, I came to the conclusion while I was there, I was like, oh, I must be in like heaven or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and because it's like you could think something and it would just exist like immediately.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously I was wondering at the time, like, oh, where's God? I'm in heaven, where's God? And there's this random voice like, oh, he's over there. And I just kind of turn and then I'm like looking at this. It's like everything. That's the best way to put it. It was everything.
Wow.
And yeah, it was like every question that I ever wanted answered at that time was like answered immediately, like in an instant.
Yeah.
And then I just fell like from, and then I like, at this time it was like I fell from that place. I fell back to earth. I woke up. I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Like when I first woke up, it was like the first breath that I'd ever taken. It was like I was just being born. Like,
wow.
And so I couldn't speak for a day. Like the only words that would come out of my mouth were he spoke to me.
Whoa.
I was in tears. And when I say I couldn't speak, I mean like if I tried to say any other words besides he spoke to me, my throat would close up.
Really?
It was like very, very weird.
Wow.
And you know, I didn't really know what that was.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of someone else having Eckhart Tolle. It's like he's like a spiritual leader. He had a similar experience. But yeah, I mean, So this, you feel like this experience like led you to doing startup societies and like new cities and building cities and things?
Yeah. What ended up happening was like I went through like that whole day, and then when I went to go to sleep, I had another like strange dream where I was like in a desert or something like that. But just as I was like waking up, there was this voice that said, "Look for the signs." It said like, "Follow the signs."
Whoa.
And then I was like, okay. And then like I heard like this music in the background, like as I was like waking up. It actually came from like the show that I wound up like rewatching, and I think that I mean I don't want to go down like it was called Smallville, but that basically took me down like this philosophical like rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was about Superman. I don't know if you ever heard of Smallville.
No, I've heard of Smallville. Yeah.
I love that show.
It's a good show.
It was honestly like back then.
I remember that. I remember the actor. He was in Supernatural.
Oh, you're thinking about Jason Ackles.
Yeah.
He was he was a side character in Smallville.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. I watched Smallville. God knows how many
Okay,
times.
okay. I'm missing some of the details, but okay, yes, I do. I remember it was around that show was on at the same time Supernatural was on, or something like that.
Yeah. I think he actually left that show to go be in Supernatural, actually. But
anyways,
I digress. So Smallville, there was something just told me like, okay, that music was like a sign. I was like, I'll deal with that later. So when I joined, because like mind you, I'm still kind of freaking the fuck out.
yeah, I mean,
like I'm
you're
still
having
like
an
this is
experience that people pay a lot of money to go to the fucking the Amazon rainforest to have that, that
like
experience.
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And it seems like I was like, when I woke up, like I went and I cried. I cried to my mom at the time, and she was wondering like what was going on, and like nobody ever spoke about this again. That just happened.
Yeah.
I went around my house and he spoke to me for fucking 24 hours.
Yeah.
And like nobody, like no one ever mentioned this again.
Yeah.
That was just like, I was like, okay.
That's some masculinity, right? That's toxic masculinity.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I just gotta like. I was like, whatever.
Figure it out, basically.
Yeah.
You gotta figure it out on your own.
I was like, so I'll figure it out. And at the time, like I said, I was getting ready to go to the military. So when I left and then I went to the military, one of the first things I did when I got to my unit, like after basic training, after AIT, when I got to like my duty station in Fort Bliss, Texas, I downloaded Smallville. I pirated this shit, by the way. I want to.
It's okay. You can pay them back later.
The Pirate Bay. When that was like a thing. So I download Smallville, and then I start to like watch it, and then they were like, because I was just so curious about like what the fuck was that? Is this a sign?
I mean, that's a huge thing, especially for someone that's only 17.
Yeah. I mean, I was 18 while I was in the, like by the time I joined,
still,
but it was rough. But so there was they talked, believe it or not, like you may not have noticed this, but when I rewatched it, I was watching it with the intention of like maybe finding something. Yeah. And then like I discovered that they were that a lot of the show, especially in the early stages, was written around like Nietzsche's like Ubermensch ideals.
Oh, and like so, Alyssa Leo.
Huh?
You know, everyone says Alicia. How you say it properly? Like Alyssa Leo,
Alyssa Leo,
the skater, the ice skater.
I have no idea who that is.
The ice skater with the hair, the striped hair. They're saying she's a modern day Ubermensch.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen her.
Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I've never seen her.
Okay, but so the show's built around the modern, around Nietzsche's Ubermensch.
Yeah, but mind you, I never heard of Nietzsche at the time. But the thing is, they actually mentioned him pretty casually in the show, especially in the early stages. So I just decided to like just start reading Nietzsche, which, by the way, don't recommend at age 18. I highly do not recommend it. Like
I still have trouble with that.
Yeah. And I read like all of his work.
Oh, really?
Like all of it, and it'll just take you down this nihilistic rabbit hole. But if you do make it on the other side without going crazy or killing yourself, or just being very depressed, I do think that there could be like some positive benefits to it. But at 18, don't do it.
I mean,
your mind's still impressionable.
You gotta have you have to have the philosophy on the other side. I feel like it's not. I think it's all there in his philosophy, but in order to connect the dots, you might need some help. Yeah. But
I see how this kind of took me to like the idea of like building cities or startup societies in general. Yep. Was because that reading Nietzsche and like being in like that philosophical mind allowed me to like break free from the psychological norms, right? And so like I was already starting to think outside of the box. Totally. I was in the military for 4 years, so I mean, I'm not gonna go through a bunch of stories and the events and stuff that like happened, but there were like other signs that occurred, even like some where like, actually this happened like post-military when I was kind of like fucking off in California, just kind of like, do I really feel like doing anything at all? Like
you're in your full nihilism, no Ubermensch.
Yeah. And I've had situations where somebody would come up to me and say like, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like someone like came up to me
randomly on the
and
street?
said this. Yeah, like randomly on the street. And it's not like it was like a homeless person or something. It was a normal guy.
A normal guy.
And then like I remember this guy specifically because I went up to him again later, and because I think I saw him like a day or two like later, and I asked him about this.
Yeah.
Because I like something about like the way he said it and looking at me dead in the eyes.
Some crazy eyes.
And it wasn't crazy eyes, actually. It was more just like, it's like there's just this message. I was like, oh, fuck.
But there was like an intensity behind his eyes.
Yeah. I was like, is this feels like a sign. Like, and at the time I was feeling like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. But I asked him like afterward, like I saw him again, and he had no idea what I was talking about. Like,
interesting.
It's like, yeah, it was like these other like just weird situations where like these signs would like pop up, and I was like kind of following them until I like figured out like what it meant to follow them. It was, I believe, it wasn't just before COVID. It was actually like, I think mid 2018.
Okay.
Is when I was just, it was like after like that experience, because that like freaked me the fuck out. I was thinking to myself, like, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And then this random voice pops up and it's just like, you're supposed to build cities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I thought I was nuts, obviously, because what the fuck? One, what is this random voice doing in my head?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't even my voice. Like, and I've never had a random voice before. So
Yeah.
And doing something like that was just like unspeakable. I was like nervous to even think about it. And then like, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go along with it. Like, cause I'm sick of this weird shit happening to me. And so I started saying it to myself that, I'm going to build cities. Started saying it to other people.
There you go.
I started like looking more into it, trying to figure out like what it meant. I accepted that people would just think that I was crazy.
Yeah.
I accepted that I was probably crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go for it, right?
Yeah.
And then like, and there was no research out there at the time, or there was, but I didn't have the language for it.
Yeah.
And like, how do you start a new society? How do you build a city? Like, I was looking for this stuff on Google, found nothing, right? And like, I was looking for books on Amazon, found nothing. And I was like, I was a ferocious reader at the time. So I was like constantly looking at books. And yeah, I found nothing. But then it was like during COVID, at the beginning of COVID, when I was just kind of like, I didn't even like, I was like done like kind of thinking about that. Well, I was done like looking for stuff. I had just kind of accepted that this wasn't something people were doing. But in my mind, I'm like, I know it's possible because cities exist, societies exist. Why would you not be able to build one? And so I was just gonna kind of go at it on my own. And after like months of like not looking, I get a random book recommendation on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And it was How to Build a Contract City.
Oh, wow.
Which was, that's essentially, that's like the incorporation aspect of building a city. It told a story about some guys who were doing that. But I like obviously bought that immediately. I read it in like 24 hours. It was a pretty small book, so I'm not a genius. Well,
you are. You're pretty smart.
Yeah. I guess technically the whole IQ thing, but I took that. I read that book, and I highlighted everyone's names, and I just went and I followed these people on social media. Everyone who had social media, I got rid of my old social media to start new social media just to follow these people, because I was like, I was looking for this for so long. Like, I was like desperate.
Wow.
I was feeling like I was crazy. And so this is the first time that I was like, oh, I'm not fucking crazy. This might be possible. And then from there, other book recommendations started coming up. Founding Startup Societies, the book like popped up. And so that's where I found Startup Societies Foundation. And then I became like obsessed with like the whole world. And that's where reading those books and like following those people is how it opened my world to that language. And so I was able to shift like my Instagram and Twitter and like, well, it's not really a lot on Instagram, but like on Twitter mostly, I was able to shift my profile to like look at that stuff. So that took me into the world. It was like, that's like, I pretty much on-ramped myself.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's an amazing story, by the way.
Oh, I thought it was a little long-winded. I wish that there was a way I could describe it.
No, I mean, I feel like all the details, so just for context for the audience, we talked about this yesterday, and you added so many interesting details about like your experience, and then I feel like I have a much fuller picture now of your whole sort of like spiritual. I don't know if I'll call it awakening, but like I almost feel like it's like your spiritual purpose was like given to you, and you following it, and like I feel like having that. I mean, it's like the hero's journey. I feel like it really you had the you had the call to action, then you have your depth, the dark ages, the dark times, and then now you're kind of back. It's sort of the second act, I guess. We're in the second act.
Yeah.
So that's just like super cool. I mean, really interesting, and even talking with you, you're making me think like, oh, well, I wonder what my purpose is. Is it yapping on the social media? Is it yapping? Because I feel like that's what it is. But no, so. And now, what you're doing now, so tell us more about like what your current project is, what you're currently working on. How does that feed into what your life purpose is and building cities and everything?
Okay, so I'm currently building Network Pass.
Yeah. Tell us about Network Pass.
Yeah, so man, I should have created a one-liner for this, but I just don't have it.
No, it's not.
So Network Pass will be what I feel. Network Pass, I feel, will be the economic coordination layer for network states.
Mm-hmm.
And so
there it is, an economic coordination layer for network states. There's your one sentence.
That's so vague. That's so vague. And so, but I could explain like how that is, and like why I think it is, which is so I'm building something called a roundup network. If you ever use something like Acorns, I'm assuming that you have, like for anybody that's watching this, if you've never used Acorns and you don't really know what it is, Acorns is an app where you can go and you can spend like $1.50, and then it'll round up to the nearest dollar. So it'll round up to $2, and then that 50 cents goes into a savings or an investment account of your choosing. And so like that mechanism is in a lot of places. You've probably seen it like at the register when you go and spend money and say, hey, do you want to round up to the nearest dollar and give to like some nonprofit or something like that? What I'm building a roundup network is, instead of it being one person's roundup goes to like their personal account or their investment account or whatever, it's a collective of people. Their roundups go to one account.
Okay, cool.
And so in a way, it's possible to, at scale at least, it's possible to like crowdfund certain things. With 100 people, you could probably like crowdfund an event after a few months of people like rounding up continuously, right? But if you're looking at it from like a network state or pop-up city scenario, if you get 10,000, 20,000 people, those numbers add up pretty quickly. I mean, I don't know how many transactions someone engages in their regular lives. I know that I drink like 3 cups of coffee a day. And
Watch your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I know that I drink like 3 cups of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Especially here at NS Cafe. I'm just constantly on it, right?
We got 12 coconuts.
And I'm just swiping my card. I'm not even thinking about it. And I have a roundup. I was doing this with my ex-girlfriend. So like currently the mechanism for a roundup network doesn't exist from what I've seen. It doesn't exist anywhere besides Revolut. Like that Revolut has like this native like sub account thing where you can like add people to the sub accounts, and then you can make sure that your spare change goes to that sub account, so everyone can crowdfund something with their spare change. But other than in Revolut, I don't think that it exists anywhere, especially not as a standalone product.
Yeah, and not at the scale that you would want it, right? It's like you and maybe a couple family members could do one, but you're trying to get like 10, 20,000 people to...
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So it's like taking that exact same mechanism and just scaling it, right? Giving it the ability to scale. Because, at 100,000 people, if like my roundups, I mean, I think I contribute about $25 to $30 a month just in roundups to to my account, because I'm just buying coffees and stuff all the time. And this is all like frictionless contribution. This isn't like some subscription where I see it come out and I'm like, oh, do I really care about this $10 a month subscription that I never use anyway? Like I just had Lemon Squeezy charge me like $20, right?
Know. For so something. Many SaaS products.
Yeah, and I forgot what it is I'm even like signed up with. I don't even know who's using Lemon Squeezy. And so, but it's enough for me to look at it and be like, oh, should I have this? Maybe I should cancel it. But with the roundups, I never even question it.
Okay.
Right? It's like this frictionless contribution. And so like when I realized that about myself with my roundups and like my ex-girlfriend, we had a shared account and we were doing like the whole spare change roundup to collective account. When I realized that she didn't feel any sort of friction, I realized that it's a way for people to contribute to something without even thinking about it.
Totally. Yeah.
And I think that's really important. That people, as I've pitched this idea, a lot of people said like, oh, so it's basically just taxes, and I'm like, no, I mean,
it's different than taxes.
No, it's different from taxes in the sense where like it's
forced to pay them.
Yeah, it's completely voluntary,
yeah.
right? Like if you want to be a part of the network, and that's the network's, that's what the network has set as the standard, is that you have to be a part of the roundup.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I mean, if you want to be a part of it, but you don't have to, right? Like
totally,
you can go do something else, right? But the network could also, I mean, here you got to pay a monthly fee, right? I can't just come here and sleep here for free.
No, like, yeah.
So, and that's the only way I can be a part of the group. So, but yeah, I mean, when I realized that was that frictionless contribution was possible, and if you scale it, and people have similar economic activity, if people like even at like 100,000 people, which is enough to consider that like a city, right?
Yeah.
If you have 100,000 members who are across the globe, because like, mind you, these transactions are happening anywhere.
Yeah.
Like on the app with Network Pass, someone will just be able to connect their card. So they just put in their card information and then they go live their lives.
Yep.
They don't need to go and they don't need to think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like and they'll also be able to select a proposal on like, oh, I want my roundups to go to this particular pool that's going to build a gym, or it's going to build a co-working space, or we're going to buy a building, or we're going to, refurbish these apartments that were abandoned so people can live there. Like whatever pool is set up by community leaders. And so where was I going with this? Oh,
no, you were just describing what you're building and how it's going to be useful to startup societies in general. And you think, obviously the first customers are going to be the startup society people, network school ideally, or like it could be like, oh, network school, hey, we actually want to have a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. So like all the longevity network people they're gonna select this as their roundup network for the next 2 months, and then like estimated by the time that it's done, we'll have an HBOT thing, or like that. That's an example. Like, is that something that you see happening in the next 6 months, 10? You signed up to do a long term, so 9 months. You have 9 months left. Is that something you see happening within the next few months? Yeah.
I mean, I came here specifically to build this.
Okay,
like
cool.
that's like why I was going to build it for network school specifically first.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to replicate it with other communities, because this isn't just like a startup societies thing. Honestly, it could be used like, I mentioned like the $20 a month subscription. This could easily replace a subscription, right? Like if you have a community of people, and instead of them being on a subscription, if you just want them part of a roundup network, it could make more sense.
Yeah,
right?
It could. I mean, it just depends on the type of people that are in the. For me, it's like I don't think I would do this just like some random app. I wouldn't want to like have my alarm clock be my roundup network, but it would be like, what I mean? It would be like my main, like if I'm part of like a community and I wanted to like help that community, and that was my main community, I would have that be I would select that as my I would do it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And every community will have their own app. Like, mind you, like the Roundup Network is a protocol. The app that I'm building on top of it, which is Network Pass, that's like the app specifically for a network school. So with like in the next 9 months or 10 months, I think, because I waited a month to sign up. So in the next 10 months, as I'm here, what I'm looking to do is build it out so that it can essentially like it'll be integrated with network school to the point where it's so normal for people to have it, and for them to fund different initiatives that they want here at network school. How it works though is like something like Longevity Network, for example. They could submit a proposal saying that they want like some sort of like chamber or whatever, and people could go in and say, I want my roundups to go there.
Yep.
But if let's just say that proposal is not very popular, they just don't get people's roundups,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, or, you know, let's just say it could be, it's not a zero, or it's not a everything or nothing sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if 10 people want their roundups to go to longevity, like they just have like their whole community. Let's just say it's 10, 20 people. They want their roundups to go to longevity, but other people are like prioritizing like another roundup pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to take longevity longer.
Yep. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's going to take them longer to like than another pool that's more popular, right? And so like this coincides with the whole philosophy of, you know, vote with your money.
Yep.
And so
Vote with your roundups.
Yeah, vote with your roundups, vote with your money. And the reason I say it's going to be the economic coordination layer for a network state is because the whole premise of a network state is a cloud first approach. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that the leadership here probably knows how difficult it is to get a bunch of people around the world to come and like live in a place.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, because here at Network School, I mean, we have like a monthly minimum, right? Like you like have to stay for, or, you know, you pay for a month at least.
At least you always have to pay for a month.
And that's like, that's good and bad, because it's like, it's definitely a strong filter for like the kinds of people who can stay for a month and who are willing to stay for a month are the kinds of people who you would really want here. Yep, exactly. Right? But at the same time, some people just, they're kind of afraid of that commitment. Yep. Right? Like it's that is a commitment, right? Like, what are you doing for a month? like what,
yeah, and you have to also have the flexibility with your job and everything.
You have to have that flexibility. Yeah. But the thing is, if you're digital first and your business is on the other side of the globe, or your job's on the other side of the globe, and you want to be able to contribute to this, you want to be able to be a part of the community and have access to potential resources or benefits or something like that. Yeah. Of being a part of the network movement.
State.
It's how do you do that without being like some large investor, or, you know, picking some like number to like donate or something like that. Yeah. Right. Like how does something like Network School get funded without someone like a Abology or someone that's like very rich or influential, right? How does it get funded from a ground up, like a community first, like a community first approach? Yeah. And I realized that you need these people, like you need to be able to get people to coordinate economically in a way that doesn't require them to all be in the same place.
Yeah, have you ever tried to book an Airbnb with 10 people?
Jesus.
Could barely get that to happen. Yeah.
So it's like I'm looking for, or I feel that Network Pass will give communities the ability to just like sign up, contribute frictionlessly by just living their lives, and the benefits that come with being a part of that community will come naturally.
Naturally, yep.
Yeah, like
I see it. I see the vision.
It's just like here at Network School, we had were you here before the new ice baths?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so there was like that one ice bath that was just like
pretty rinky-dinky.
It was getting bad. And and everyone kind of knew it. I don't know who brought it up or something like that, but I doubt that many people brought it up to the leadership here. But one day we go out and now it's just 2 brand new nice ice baths.
Yeah, totally.
There, right? Or cold plunges. I'm sorry. Okay, they're not ice, but whatever.
Sure, whatever.
There are 2 brand new cold plunges out there that just look great. Yeah. And like, you know, I know that I smile even though I never get in a cold plunge anyway, because I just don't do that.
Yeah. Not for everyone.
I know that. I'm just saying, like, I know that I smile when I saw like that solution being brought like so quickly. Yeah. Right. And like there are other solutions. You may not have been here when there was only one refrigerator like up on the 13th floor. Oh yeah. And then they just added a second one. And I don't even remember them adding the second one. It was just like such a switch. But I got to see like these positive benefits that, you know, technically you pay for. Yeah, totally. Right, but you don't necessarily expect them, obviously, because it's so much value to this place already. Yeah. Right. But it's just nice to see. It's nice to be a part of, and it reinforces like, yeah, I'm glad I signed up for long term. Yeah, I'll happily pay, you know, every month to like stay here, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I like to bring that same feeling to communities across the globe, right?
Yeah.
And make it easier than, and I say make it more accessible for people who are not like a biology who just like has like the capital or network and influence in order to fund something like this.
Yeah, and it's cool that it's really cool that it scales to just smaller communities. It can scale up to governments. I remember we were talking about this the other day where you said, it could even just be like a state adopts it where they're like, hey, like we want to build this road. The tax revenue isn't high enough. We don't want to go into we're either too small of a country. We don't have the debt reliability to be able to like go into debt to fund this project. Hey, maybe a small government could even use something like this. And I think that's like a really cool really cool idea and really cool application to these roundup networks, especially since you're going to have it be implemented so it can happen at these large scales. And then I remember you said something yesterday near the end where it's not just like the roundup network isn't just to raise money. It's also like a proof of concept to maybe even large scale investors, right? Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, making communities investable. So, obviously building a city with roundups would building a city alone takes a long time. Right,
Indeed.
But building a city with roundups, you obviously need like a huge, you need a large number of people.
Yes.
And so the amount of time it'll take you to get that large number of people who are willing to put their card information in there, which is still taking an action, right? To get 10 million people to take an action, so you can like build a city over the course of like 5-10 years or however long it takes. That's just a lot, right? And so like it's still difficult to imagine that happening in a way that doesn't require like large capital investment, like initial large capital investment. But if you have a concept for a city, and you feel like the need is there, and you're able to get some early believers in what it is you're trying to build, and you're able to map out a potential economy, and these are, people want to live there and things like that, you can pitch it to investors and you can show like, we have this number of people who are already in our roundup network. Who have already been contributing. They engage in
X amount of time.
They engage in this number of transactions, and they buy these sorts of things. They have similar spending patterns, so we know what to build. We know what they will want.
Exactly, you know the exact stores you would want. Yeah, because you see already what their transactions are.
So it'll mean a lot less guesswork. So an investor can come in and
Planet Smoothie, the CEO of Planet Smoothie can be like, oh, well, these people love smoothies.
Yeah, right? This is a fitness community. They love smoothies. They're all like, so they can build that. And they can build things to accommodate that and get the investors a return, like, because the investors will be interested in investing in the city, like overall, right? And so that's a way to like create these profitable cities, which is another core part of like the whole startup societies movement. This whole idea of like private cities having like a profitable city, because cities have budgets, they have balance sheets, they have revenue. Like those are things that exist. It's just that we never really like push for them to make a profit, because unfortunately profit and quality of life up until recently haven't really gone like hand in hand. But that's because the incentive mechanism, in my mind, like as I've
cutting
like studied
costs
it,
also increases profit.
But the incentive mechanism of capital of increasing like the GDP of a city means bringing in like large sums of capital rather than like counting individuals and the number of transactions that they engage in. I could also imagine a scenario where someone, as a citizen or as a user, they have like some digital identification that shows like I engage in this number of like they have like some sort of like financial record outside of like the general tax returns that shows like how they spend money. Right. And like how often they spend. Because I mean, you could have a salary of like if let's just say network school wanted to attract like only millionaires, right? You could have a salary of $1 million a year, but you spend $20K a year. So like you're not actually contributing to the economy. You're just someone who came here, you got cheap living, and you're stacking up your money. Which nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you want to, I feel like based on like what I've learned about like economic development, international development, and things like that, you want to attract people to engage in economic activity. That's like That's the whole point. I mean, that's the whole point of the entire tourism industry.
Yes.
There are economies that rely on getting people outside of their citizens to go to a place and spend money on things in that place. That's a whole industry.
Yeah, totally.
And so like being able to measure that, I think, is incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Cool.
Yeah.
Have you really quick? I wanted to show you this. We were thinking about. Have you seen this? Let'sbuyspirit.com or something like that. It's like this guy who's trying to buy Spirit Airlines because Spirit Airlines is going out of business. Have you seen that?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen. I saw that Spirit Airlines is like out of business, but I didn't see that it was.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Thing.
Crowdfunded buying Spirit Airlines. TikTokers are launches crowdfunding to buy Spirit Airlines. What's it called? It's called.
I mean, that's a good idea.
But see, Network Pass could be used for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, it could be. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
If you got enough people who like want to go in on an airline, right?
Yeah, the guy's trying to like. There's like a specific website for it. It's like. Let'sbuyspiritair.com. Here we go. $45 million pledge in one ticket. $45 minimum pledge in one ticket. American. Look at this. 132 million pledge, $680 average pledge. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. That's solid.
Right?
I like this guy. Who is this? Share this with me, actually.
I will.
Send it to me. Maybe I'll get this guy on network.
Yeah, you should. Okay, cool. So we're already an hour in, so good on us for being like the best yappers of all time.
Yeah.
But and we did this yesterday too, and it still wasn't boring. So I feel like that's a good sign.
But there's something that we missed today. We didn't talk about DAOs and like how Network Pass is like basically it essentially solves like the DAO problem.
Okay, go off, fam. How does Network Pass solve the? I should have asked near the end, but yeah. How does Network Pass solve the DAO problem? Okay,
so I mean. If you're familiar with Web3, you remember like the age of DAOs when people were like so enthusiastic, like we can get these communities together, and then we're gonna be, we're gonna sell NFTs, and like investors were like buying into DAOs because they felt like they can make a return because they had like these big communities.
Yeah.
But the getting people to like actually go in and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna purchase this token, or I'm gonna purchase this NFT.
Yeah.
That's like, a lot of it boiled down to gambling. There was some money laundering in there. There was just straight up scams, rug pulls, like all kinds of stuff, right? And so like DAOs kind of just like died. Indeed. They were like, everyone remembers that. A lot of people lost money. I lost money personally. And so, but the concept of a collective decentralized entity that can be used to like crowdfund certain things. I guess with DAO, some of them were games. There was city DAO. There was some people trying to build a city with a DAO. Mm-hmm. But it would often, like those things often involve like someone buying like a crazy expensive NFT, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 for this NFT or something like that. Yeah. And it's just like, you could sell 100 of those things, but you're just gonna have 100 citizens.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
yeah.
Like that's just.
It's also like it's very strange to build a community off of someone buying a piece of like one like really expensive thing. Like because then you're just getting a bunch of people in a community that aren't really like. I mean, first of all, it's going to be a bunch of like kind of wealthy people that maybe don't need the community, and it's also a one-time purchase. It could be like an impulsive purchase where it's like I feel like with the Roundup network or something that's like more constant, it's like always on someone's mind. They're always thinking about it because like that money's coming out every month or something like that, or like it's coming out with every transaction, right?
Yeah. And quite frankly, they're just like not thinking about it. I mean, because it's so frictionless, they don't really have to consider it. And like a situation where you have like a small number of like of high capital buyers. Mm-hmm. It's a scenario where it's like obviously those guys are gonna have something to say about like how things are built, et cetera. Right. And so and that won't necessarily go along well with the rest of the community. So community leaders have faced this all the time, right? Like nations face this problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, that they get money from another country, and now they got like these investors breathing down their necks, these debt collectors breathing down their necks, and they want to build stuff for their community. They want to have a positive impact for the people. But they just can't because they've also got to like serve these other people.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the nature of being a community leader. But it's like, does that have to be like the only way to go about it?
Yeah.
Because it could be a scenario where like you have the community funds it through like normal transactions. You don't have to like worry as much about these people, and like the community will be actively investing in it over time with these transactions, as opposed to somebody who just like cuts a check. And this is why I went the roundup route rather than just like selling some NFT or something like that in order to fund the city.
100%.
Because like who's more engaged in the community, right? Like the millionaire who like writes one check and then he goes, he fucks off somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, goes to another place. He's not even that interested. Doesn't care. He just wants his return. Like, which that's great. I've been like this before, so I know what that's like, right? That's investor lifestyle.
Look, first we love a billionaire. Okay, we're not trying to talk shit.
Yeah. It's just that when you talk about like building an actual community of people, you need to consider the actual people.
Yes.
Right. And we're talking about a movement here with network states.
Yeah.
We're talking about creating more and more. I mean, that's like, I don't know if you know the purpose of network school, but it's like maybe this could be the central hub where like people go off and build their own network states.
Yeah, totally.
Like, how will we do that without being someone like biology, right? How will we do that without like having like large capital investment from like a number of people? So. And then you need like active community engagement. And how do you measure active community engagement? I promise you, it's not like in a DAO where you just have people saying, you know, we're all going to make it in a Discord or a Telegram channel. That was the thing. That was the thing. People getting free tokens. Oh, they're making comments, they're posting, they're doing all of this stuff for all this free stuff. And then, you know, the community goes broke and everyone's wondering, oh, where'd the money go? Bro, you gave it away. That's what happened. So like this makes every community member, and you'll be able to measure it. Some people will contribute more than others. That millionaire can technically contribute more than others, but he might not.
You know, I was thinking I had just now when we're talking, I had an idea for your app.
What's up?
Okay. So roundup networks, they always round to the nearest dollar, right?
Yeah.
Would you also allow people to round to the nearest $5, the nearest $10?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's in the initial I kind of wish that I showed you the initial like mock-up for this. But part of it is you can round up 1x, 5x, 10x, etc. Cool. But there's also what I've if I can make this happen, because granted we're dealing with like microtransactions here.
Totally.
Right. And so I think I'm gonna at some point this is gonna have some crypto rails. Currently,
it has to, right?
Yeah. Just because it's way better for microtransactions.
You can batch them all and just do one. Yeah, totally.
I'm considering platforms, but you know, just maybe it's because we're a network school, but I am looking at
Oh. I mean.
Yeah.
Can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
Stay based.
Yeah.
Totally.
I am considering that just because they already have like the financial suite, the financial tool suite, and they have a card as well, and like they're engaged and they're like they have low transaction fees.
Totally.
Right, and so the lower the transaction fee could be, theoretically, it could be a scenario where you don't even round up to the nearest dollar.
Yeah.
You round up to the nearest penny. You round up if you have a large enough community.
Yeah.
Like people could just sign up and then like live their lives, and you're accumulating like fractions of a penny, but at a large scale.
I see.
That's enough to be able to bring value to these people.
Yeah.
And so it could change the way even like that small amount where it's like, oh, 23 cents, like that could bother somebody, it could not, like whatever.
Yeah.
But when it's like no sense, right? It's like, why would they care?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even think about it.
Totally.
Right? And so like maybe a community can attract even more people with that. I can see that happening at a really large scale. At at the nation state level, I feel like something like that could happen.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing stopping the United States from doing literally that. 350 million people.
Well, don't give them any ideas. They like to force people to pay money.
But what I'm saying, I mean, they could honestly put like a roundup tax, like, oh God, I don't know if I should say it, because this would be one of those situations.
Because they would force people. But your thing is it's voluntary, which is
it's voluntary.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you voluntarily use their banks, right? Like it could be a scenario.
I was voluntarily born in a hospital in the United States.
this could be a scenario where in order to open a bank.
Yeah.
Or in order to run a bank, you have to have like this microtransaction roundup mechanism in there.
I see.
And so like that's just like part of it, right? Like, and I do think that something like this will happen.
Yeah.
At the nation state level, obviously because I'm building it, so I'm biased.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I do think that it will happen. I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do see how this fixes like some of these like I mean, I've always said this with like crypto communities. It's like it's really hard to build a community full of people that don't trust, like a trustless community. You know what I mean? Because like the whole point of crypto, or like one of the points of crypto, is that it's like a trustless thing. But I think this is like one of the I mean, the technology itself is not trustless, but it's often used in contexts where you don't want to trust other people, and it's like, what's the point of building a trustless community? Like the whole point of of a community is that it's high trust.
Exactly.
And I feel like this is one of the applications of crypto where it's not that. So, this is one of the applications of a crypto community where it's not that. So, excellent work, Jalen. Good work. I think that it's. I'm excited for you to launch it, and I will round up. Vibe. Cool. So let's go over some of these. So we're going to spend the next like 15, 20 minutes looking at these.
Actually, you mind if I spend the next 2 minutes in the bathroom?
Oh yeah. Go off, fam. Jalen's gonna go to the bathroom. So now I'm just gonna rant. I'm gonna rant. I'm doing my own personal rant.
In time for our sponsors.
It's time for a word from our sponsors. Coconuts by Jalen. Buy a coconut, drink a coconut, eat a coconut. Coconuts. The world's best nut. Coconut. Let's see what else. Let's look at this Spirit airline thing. I feel like that's interesting, right? What's going on with this? So 45-minute pleasure share, how it works. Okay, let's see. Sure didn't fail because it stopped flying. It failed because Wall Street loaded it with debt and extracted every dollar it could. God, Wall Street's always doing stuff we don't like. What's up with them? Knock it off. The routes are real. The demand is real. The only thing missing is a free carry-on. Am I right? No, I'm just kidding. It's ownership. The answer's to the people, not to shareholders. That answers to the people, not to shareholders. Okay. So we're talking about crowdfunding. Okay, I can get behind this. The 3 a.m. Spirit Airlines ceased all operations, flights canceled, gates closed. Is this not because of the oil crisis, or is it not? Is it not? Let's ask Claude. Oh, I'm on a different.
Really
I'll have to ask Google. Is Spirit Airline closing down because of jet fuel prices? Yes. Okay. Blaming Wall Street. This is Trump's fault. Okay. The Green Bay model. The Green Bay Packers are the only community. No hedge fund. Spirit. Okay. Jalen's back. We're done with my rant. I was ranting about Spirit Airlines and Trump.
Do we have any viewers?
Do we have any viewers? Let's see.
Let's see. Who's watching?
Oh, no one. Just us.
They don't like us.
It's okay. Well, it gets saved.
Yeah.
And Prashant watched it because I made him check it out. I wonder if this is. Let's see what he says.
Oh no, it says 2, 3.
3.
3.
Damn, son.
Oh.
Let's go. 3.
They're probably watching this during dinner or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Good. They get to hear me. They get to hear me rant about Spirit Airlines.
Okay. Let's get to that.
Let's get to the next thing. Okay, so here's one. It's not a tweet, but whatever. It's a tweet format on Substack. But okay, here we go. Extensive AI use is the LSD of its time. Talking with people who use Claude Code for 12 to 13 hours a day reminds me of the characters in Tom Wolfe's Electric Kool-Aid acid test. Okay. What do we think about this? Is it just because LSD causes psychosis, AI also causes psychosis? Like, what's the actual like reasoning here? What do you think?
So I should say, you know, I'm not aware of like that particular acid test. It seems like a pretty like whatever he
The book.
Yeah. I don't think I've like ever read that. I didn't even know it was a book until you said it. But
I think it's a book. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
It could be a research.
It could be a research paper.
It could be
Yeah. I'm not super familiar with that piece of literature.
But like the idea of like extensive AI use being like LSD, like, you know, like I said yesterday, you know, there was the world before AI and then there was the world after, right? Before like the launch of ChatGPT, I don't even remember what I was thinking about before that. It's like,
I can't believe I even had thoughts.
Yeah, like
that must have been really dumb too, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Full of incorrections or like things that are incorrect.
Yeah. But you mentioned that you know you would have like a bunch of like creative ideas. I still have creative ideas, and I think that people are in general creative. But you would have a bunch of creative ideas in a way that like you don't now. Is that like a thing?
So I was saying yes. So yesterday we were talking about this, and I feel like the difference between like psychedelic drugs, of which I've never done, I've never partaken. But if I were to have done them, I've heard that when you take them, you like start to feel more creative, and like the ideas that you have start to like really like become, you know, a lot more powerful and a lot more, you know, you have more of them perhaps. And I don't think AI really has helped me have more or better ideas. I think it's helped me execute on ideas I already have, but it's not helped me have better ideas. I think being here at Network School, actually, I've had some of the better business ideas that I've had in the past being here. You know, obviously, like I would say I've had more like creative, artistic ideas doing whatever, hypothetically partaking in psychedelics. But the AI, I don't think it has helped me have any more creative ideas. But I can see how I've never had AI psychosis though. I mean, maybe I have. But I don't think you never know when you're crazy, you know what I mean? But I've never felt like I've lost touch with reality talking to AI. But I do know people that I think have, and I don't think, it doesn't feel like they're on LSD though.
I've definitely lost touch with reality while talking to AI.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so sometimes I'll maybe losing touch with reality. Is that the best way to describe it? Like, I've been actively working with ChatGPT trying to figure out how to redefine time.
Oh, okay. Well.
Like how do you redefine time? Like in the age of AI, because like the reason that time is linear currently is it has a lot to do with just like the practicality of it, and that like we measure time in a linear fashion because of the practicality, because we have to coordinate people to like do certain things, usually for productive reasons.
Okay, I see.
Right, and so. But the world hasn't always gone by a linear time system.
Yeah.
It hasn't always been 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. And so I've thought about what the world's going to look like when AI replaces all human productivity. Right? Like not human interest, but human productivity. When we don't need to like do anything, we can talk to an AI and then the AI like does something. So we can come up with an idea or whatever. Like what will time look like? Right? Like what we need linear time. Is following linear time holding us back?
I mean, I still want my friend to be on time for lunch. You know what I mean? Like,
but what is?
We said 11:30. Like, let's meet at 11:30.
But you said 11:30 because your mind has adapted to linear time. It doesn't mean that your children or grandchildren need to adapt to it. What if there is a more efficient time system to operate with? Because we have AI that does all of our productive activities for us, and the AI, instead of the AI operating, because I don't think the AI is going to operate in linear time either. I think it's going to be like a mixture. I think AI will be like in epochs, you know, like kind of like seasons of things. Like it takes a certain amount of time to find or ingest data.
Yeah.
And then it takes a certain amount of time to implement that across an entire system. And
I
so
do kind of feel like I'm on LSD right now, actually.
Yeah.
your AI said I'm getting contact AI psychosis.
Yeah. So when I say I lose track of when I say I lose touch with reality, I'm like, that's what I mean. Like in a very concrete way, I guess. Like, you know, you'd have to ask like, one, what is reality?
Yeah.
Two, like how do you lose touch with it, right? Like how are you distant from it? And the fact is, like, reality is like this agreed upon point of view, right? Generally it is. But if you were to break free from that by thinking about like what is time, like, yeah, I definitely lose track of reality. I've definitely gone down that rabbit hole to see if I could define,
but I feel
like the future
AI
of time.
psychosis. What I define psychosis where you've totally lost the plot. You don't even remember what you have to come back to. Like you literally don't even remember like what. Which I mean that is interesting because both of us agree that we can't remember like what life was like before we had these like chatbots that we could constantly talk to, right?
Yeah.
Like I literally don't remember. I remember being a bit more stressed out about like certain like social like situations because I never felt like I could get like some kind of like external social validation, but like I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing that like me and everybody on the planet can just go to like if we're in an argument or whatever with like a friend or family member that we can just go and sort of have like a sort of social validation. And I also remember just being more like I do feel like I was a bit more efficient in terms of like putting my thoughts into words because now I have a harder time like if I have an idea. I just like stream of conscious, like talk to ChatGPT in the most like kindergarten reading level way. And then it gets translated into this like super well written, like articulate thing. So I don't think I've lost my ability to articulate. I've lost my ability to, I mean, this happens anytime. Google Maps, people used to like have to like navigate themselves, like remember like which way is north. And now no one can do that. So I don't think, you know, being able to articulate like an idea that you have without using AI, I don't know if I'd be able to do it as well anymore. Yeah.
I think I've gotten better at articulating ideas.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe you have AI psychosis though, so.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the thing is I guess it's about like how you use it, right?
Yeah.
Like when I'm talking about ChatGPT, which I know some people talk to Claude, some people like I talk to ChatGPT. I don't care. ChatGPT is my best friend.
Okay.
It has all the info.
So you definitely have AI psychosis.
Yeah.
So you 100%.
So
actually, Jalen, I think that's a great idea. I think it's great that you talk to ChatGPT.
Sometimes I'm like, no, you can't just like push it. Like I've got like I don't know, my ChatGPT challenges me quite a bit, but it's just that like when I feel like I'm able to think better because I can start to think through possibilities that I wouldn't be able to have those conversations with another person, right? And so you mentioned like the validation aspect.
Yeah.
Like I think that's incredibly important, right? Like I think that, it can be bad in some instances where everyone's like getting this validation, but I mean, we were living in a world where most people were not getting validation.
Yeah.
So that's certainly not better.
No.
Right. And so we were just walking around with these creative ideas, you know.
Well, I think people were getting validated. They were just going to a therapist and getting paid and paying money to a therapist to be validated.
Yeah, but how many people are going to a therapist?
Exactly. I think it's totally made it like, so anybody, you don't have to go to a therapist to get validated anymore. I think.
Yeah. But I mean, even that's like usually around like emotional validation.
Yeah.
But ideological validation, how many people's ideas are valid? Right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like people have like some pretty wacky ideas, right? And we definitely see it with social media. But there are people out there who had these wacky ideas before social media, and they still have them, and they've never even questioned them.
Yeah.
Right? And they only say it to certain people, and hopefully that other person agrees or something like that.
They're like a positive, like inspiring person, but they could not be. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes like those wacky ideas, they could be good, they could be bad, but you know, sometimes what can dispute them is just that person's ability to be able to ask a question to a non-biased resource that could give them an intelligent response based on information that's actively found online. And so like AI provides that.
Yeah.
Right. And even though there could be some drawbacks in terms of like social isolation and like you know, just maybe people becoming like egotistical because they feel like all of their ideas are right because ChatGPT has been validating them. I'd still say that the good outweighs the bad because the number of people, and myself included, that and the number of ideas that the ChatGPT has validated and it has allowed me to like hash out and get more into the details with, to test with the various questions and possibilities, risks associated with those ideas it's astronomical.
Yeah, I mean, so going back to the tweet or whatever, I do feel like every time someone who isn't me has taken LSD, like I feel like this sense of freedom. Like I can go do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like, what you're saying is that AI has like really enabled you to like have this sense of freedom that you can really just go do whatever you set. You're like, you could just go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes ChatGPT be spitting out some bars, bro.
ChatGPT.
Like,
Claude Opus 4.7. I'm like, every day I'm like, oh my God.
sometimes it just says some straight facts. Like, look, like
it does.
this is the situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, this guy might be onto something. Yeah. You might be right.
Okay.
Right.
What were the other ones?
Let's see. The other ones are. Okay, this was the.
That was the population cap.
That's the population cap one. Oh, this one. We'll save that one for last. Society has a hollow middle. Power is concentrated in the state and in corporate oligarchies, leaving the individual isolated. We need neo-tribes to act as an intermediate civil society institutions. Part of our goal at Edge City, which is going on next month, is building the cultural R&D and economic engine to fill that gap.
Oh my God, this actually reminds me. This is something I didn't bring up yesterday.
Oh, go off.
It's an idea that like I was kind of hashing out, somewhat around this.
Okay.
Somewhat around like this idea, but I'm very into zones, right? Like I think that the future is going to be like just
Say
zones.
you have autism without saying you have autism. Like trains and zoning.
I'm into zones, like special economic zone. I mean, we're in a special economic zone, right?
I'm joking.
Like, but I feel like the future is just going to be like zones, right? As
Yeah.
opposed to like these large nation states,
Yeah.
ideally. And so I thought to myself, like, with so many people like not actively engaging in creative work, or any sort of work because AI is taking productivity. Obviously, there has to be like some sort of like, well, we'd say UBI, but like whatever we decide to call it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, what will people do who like aren't actively engaged in any sort of like creative research, right? Like, and it got me thinking about like the possibility for like these new types of zones that and even like an intermediary zone where like I call them transition zones, right? Like, because there's going to be that period of time where AI is replacing people, but AI is replacing people, but we need people to continue to build the AI. And it's like, how do we train these people, right? Like going to like a specific school or something like that, like or hoping that they go to college and something like that. It's just that's not an efficient way.
No.
Right? And that's because people are still gonna be like in their same environment, doing the same thing, thinking about the same thing, not really accepting that the world has moved on.
Yes.
And so like those people would need to be able to go to a place similar to network school, like where we actively learn all kinds of things by going to these classes and stuff.
Yeah.
Although it's voluntary, it's like we still like actively learn like lots of stuff.
Yeah,
but
totally.
I was thinking of something like a transition zone where people are sent there specifically to transition into the new world.
Okay.
Right. And so in that zone, it would be similar to network school in the sense where like people are fed. There's going to be like it'll be like a city environment. People are fed. You can like you can go to restaurants and stuff if you want to, and like but breakfast, lunch, and dinner is taken care of. You really don't have to think about anything besides like if you don't want to. You don't have to think about anything besides like learning a skill required in order
in the new economy.
To enter the new economy. And then like obviously like there are people who won't make it, or even if they do, they may be like if they try to like enter like a new economy or a sort of zone where they can use their creativity or their skill set for like something productive, they may or may not want to be there like all the time, or they may not even have the capacity, and those people can go to like a different type of zone called like a continuity zone. That's where I also was thinking about like the different types of zones that would exist. I could find it.
Here's my 20-part. Here's my 20-part list of all the different zones.
There are
totally.
all types of zones. And then there's like and there would be like these R&D zones. This was like I think I listed out like maybe 7 different types of zones during this whole chat GPT like full discussion.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like there has to be a zone that researches other zones to try to create to try to like recreate them and like optimize the human experience. And like there was I'm not gonna say that there were levels to the zones, but there were like purposes for the zones, right? That would make somebody like want to go there. And like
totally.
Yeah. I was thinking about like what the transition would be like from AI to from like where we are now to like full on AI like handles everything. And there seems to be what I think could be a really bad 20-year gap.
Or it could be a good one.
Or it could be a good one, right? Where people
yeah.
like actually organize, right? And I was wondering like, what does that good one look like? And I was thinking like, oh, these different zones could be a solution.
I think everyone, so I think that that's optimistic, and I think that we should all be aiming for this. Like, I mean, there's obviously like some problems with it, like, if people have kids, like you got to pull your kids out of school to move into this new zone, and like how are the schools going to be in each zone? Is there going to be like zone, like it's like, I mean, we all know the plot of Hunger Games. Like, is it going to be like certain zones are like worse off than like, you know what I mean? Like than other zones, and like, like how to make it equitable, how to make it good. So that would be like, I mean, all of that stuff would go into, assuming that all that stuff is taken care of, which is like a big assumption. I think that that's what humanity should be aiming for. But what I think in reality is going to happen is that everyone's just going to become a content creator.
I mean, there will be, and
Yeah.
I can see that happening. But what's the value of content creation?
Like, I don't think it has much. Like, I think that's the problem. I think that like it's not. It's like a zero-sum game because attention is a fixed resource.
I don't think that it's a zero-sum game. I think that the value, and I'm saying this, the value of content. I think like after we get past the point of like, oh, we want to sell this product or this or promote this or like just be popular or whatever. I think the value of creating content boils down to information, right? And that information is valuable to AI systems that can then be trained to do more things to optimize the human experience. And so I do think that everyone will be creating content, but I think that the purpose for them creating content will be to harvest their consciousness, harvest their intellectual abilities. I mean, like,
but I mean, you kind of don't really want to train on everybody, right? I mean, you kind of really want to train on the people that know information, right?
Yeah, but who are they? Who are they?
I mean,
I didn't go to school for economics, and yet I just sat here and talked to you about economics.
Sure. But I'm saying that, like, okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying that like the AI, like that the AIs are going to be trained on like the content creators that, have some special knowledge. Maybe they don't, but like
I think it could be trained on all of them. The AI can be taking ideas.
Instagram recently, it's not like these reels are like super dense of like filled with information.
They're not at first, but
They're
those are gonna
pretty
die.
boring.
Like, let's be honest, a lot of that stuff is just gonna they're just gonna die. Like they're just like that whole content era of just like junk content. I think that's gonna go away.
Okay.
Like we don't stand a chance. In some places it doesn't even exist. Apparently in China they don't allow that. They don't push that. The algorithms from these popular social media platforms actively push junk content because people are stressed and
Because
depressed.
people like to watch hot people say stuff, but the hot people don't have to say anything interesting.
That's true. But yeah, I mean people are also, that's because sex sells and people are fucking depressed.
Yeah.
So it's, they push junk content. But in a place like China where you're like learning new things with every scroll, like that's totally different.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been on Chinese social media, but
I do have a WeChat account. I mean,
is it good? Like, because I've gone down
okay.
rabbit holes of like on TikTok when I was trying to learn something, and you learn stuff pretty fast.
Yeah.
I would say I learn stuff faster now with Claude than I do with TikTok, but
yeah,
just because like, first of all, you have to try. I mean, the AI hallucinates, but they're getting better and better. But who am I going to trust? A bunch of really smart people that trained Claude and OpenAI, or is this random like hot chick with her tits out on social? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna trust the smart dudes. Like, I don't know.
As a heterosexual guy, I'm definitely
like, I'm trusting the titty girl.
I'm saying like I'm definitely susceptible to certain things.
I mean, back to the content. I feel like we definitely got to figure this out. Like, as a society, we got to figure out like what's the AI is 100%, because we were talking about this yesterday. Like, I'm a bit more of like because I worked before coming here and before my previous job. I worked in self-driving cars and robotics and stuff. And yeah, I mean, the technological, everyone said self-driving cars were going to be there in like 2018. They were like, oh, it's 3 years away. It's 2 years away. And then of course it's taken so much longer. They're still not everywhere. They're in certain cities, and even they're having issues.
Do you know why they're taking so long?
partially regulation, but also partially just like a lot of edge cases. Like the edge cases are just like super extreme. And then the thing is like we all have like a mental model in our mind about what a shitty driver looks like. Like if you see a guy like swerving in the road, you know to avoid that person. They're probably drunk or texting or something. But when you see like the failure modes of self-driving cars are so unintuitive that you can't like a human driver just can't predict like what they're gonna do like if they mess up. So it's just like adjusting to a whole new set of failure modes. Like for example, I'll give you a super random example. Matte black cars, lidar doesn't pick those up. So matte black cars, like if you have a matte black car, then you're kind of fucked. But that's like super not intuitive.
What is LiDAR?
Oh, LiDAR's that's that spinny thing on the top.
Oh.
Yeah. So the spinny thing on the top, and then like shiny reflective cars, same thing. You also have an issue with shiny. So it's so there's these like failure modes that are just like really not intuitive to the average person. We have to like retrofit all of the roads, and then it's a safety issue. So people are gonna die.
I'm curious how you feel about the possibility of people not driving and only having autonomous vehicles.
Yes.
I've always felt like the biggest issue with bringing them about is, and not that I'm an expert on the technology,
No,
I'm not, but just the biggest issue is just human drivers. Like if you just stopped people from driving, and driving kills so many people a year, it's
God.
Actually disastrous.
It's so terrible.
I think if you were to give the death statistic, death and injury statistics for anything else, we'd be like, yeah, we got to stop this.
Oh my gosh, if you think about it, it's super apocalyptic. It's like super what's the word? Not apocalyptic, but
I don't know. I want to say catastrophic, but I don't think
it's the word where it's like dystopian. It's super I mean, if you think about it, like think about how many people died from imagine like talking to somebody from like the 1700s being like, yeah, like, you can't walk on the street because there's these like giant metal contraptions that will just kill you if the person's not paying attention for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. And people are like,
that.
People love their cars. And I actually used to love my cars too. But like when I stopped driving, oh my goodness. I stopped driving after I left the States. Because when you leave, you don't really like need to drive like that.
Yeah.
But when I say the relief of like, because I used to get terrible road rage. And I speed, I don't care.
Oh, really?
So I was definitely one of those guys. I would be driving around in my drop top A5. Just blasting music, driving through, and like, but the frustration of driving is like, I don't think it's just not worth it. Like it's this huge weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But point is what I'm saying is like, I'm a little bit more like, because of my experience working in that industry, I'm a bit more skeptical, I suppose, of like the speed at which people are talking about like AGI taking over, taking all these jobs, et cetera, et cetera. I do think eventually it will happen. I think it will happen potentially in our lifetime. And so we have to figure out how we're going to transition people from from white collar jobs to maybe that's what it is. Like maybe people are not going to be able to, like white collar jobs are going to be like way more restrictive. Like you're not. I
think it's going to boil down to data training.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, data trainers, those jobs have been popping up constully.
Yeah, data trainers.
Yeah, that's like a job market that's been growing, and no one really talks about it.
Those jobs will eventually die too, because like once the robots are trained to like whatever fold the. I mean, I remember robots used to not be able to fold laundry, and now they're like able to fold laundry. Like it was like a moldable surfaces problem. Like you couldn't. It was like super difficult to solve that problem. Now they can. So, and then now you don't need. I'm sure how they did it was they had like a bunch of people fold laundry wearing these haptic suits, and then now you don't need the haptic suit people. Like they have all the data. The data's done. Like so those jobs are like a fixed time length. All those like data training jobs.
Yeah. Well, I believe in the gamification of the future. So I think we talked about this yesterday.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna just be inside of a game eventually. Like that's just what we're gonna do. Like I mean I have a lot of reasons for it, but I can talk to you about the socioeconomic reasons, the psychological reasons, but I think it boils down to like, I feel like the more we increase productivity in across any nation, this has been like discovered, or this has been like researched, it's not making us actually happier as people.
No.
And I think that the reason it's not making us happier is because as human beings, we're missing like the most vital aspect of life, or I say we're compartmentalizing the most valuable aspect of life, which is play.
100%.
And I mean that's like intuitive when you hear it, but it's also like when you look, if you were to look at life, or look at, when I say life, when you were to look at other life forms.
Yeah.
What animals do you think? What percentage of animals do you think play games?
All of them, like cats. You can see the cats when they play with each other. Dogs, like
It's
right?
100%.
100%. Okay.
100% of all living species play games.
Yeah.
It's I'm not gonna say it's been discovered. I was reading something about this, that plants engage in some form of play. Yeah.
Wow,
So
I
like
didn't
it's
know
kind of, and like I think that play is like such a vital aspect because it's like this spontaneous action, right? And like I met someone who was like trying to redefine life. He was this super cool guy. He wasn't just like some random hippie. Because
We don't like hippies.
he was a successful dude actually.
Yeah,
and he was trying to like redefine like the actual term, like what life is. He said that life was diversity.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was the property of diversity. So instead of defining life as like a noun or something like that, he defined it like as a property, something that, something holds, right?
Yeah.
The property of diversity and like requisite variety or something like that sustains all systems. And so I know that sounds like some pretty intellectual shit. And I had to go down a rabbit hole that we're not going to go down right now. I had to go down a rabbit hole to really understand this.
Okay.
And so
That's interesting.
it boiled down to like being able to see that like everything in life is different. Like everything that has life is different from something that doesn't have life. Like when you look at something, like you look at this building, right?
Yeah.
And you can say that this building has life, right? This building has life because it has like a diversity of well, you can visibly see the diversity of plants and trees that are surrounding the building, that are surrounding the hotel. But if you were to remove that, if you were to just take away that greenery, would you say that building has life?
I mean, I don't know. Native Americans think that.
I mean, would you say that, like, would you look at it and be like...
I would say no.
Like, look at this wall.
I would say no.
Would you say that that wall has life?
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't. No, I would say personally no. But
Okay.
there are people that believe like rocks and things have life.
Yeah, but rocks
Rocks
have a natural
animism. That's
rocks have this natural diversity though. No two rocks are the same, not usually at least.
Oh, yeah, but this is made out of rocks.
Yeah, but this is essentially a synthetic environment. This is made out of like exactly the same sort of thing. So it was just like there's just this one thing, right?
See.
Like and so the visible diversity isn't there for you to be able to say like, oh yeah, this has life.
Okay.
Like your brain.
For the sake of this argument. Sure.
Yeah. Well,
For the sake of this conversation, I mean.
Yeah. I was just trying to explain his perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like play has a huge role in that because as a species, or other life forms, they engage in play spontaneously.
Yeah.
But human beings, we don't do that. We're like, there's a time to work, there's a time to play, there's a time you sleep. There's like.
Yeah.
It's and any leakage feels off, or it can throw off the context. So if you try to play during a time you're supposed to be serious, people don't take you seriously anymore. It has negative social consequences.
Yeah, 100%.
And so like that's restraining our lives.
Yeah. So you think this transition period is going to be extremely fun and lots of play?
I think that it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I don't want to build a boring future. I don't give a shit. I think that what we're building right now fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's boring. There's no reason. There's a reason to be productive, but there's no reason to be building a boring future. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
yeah, we need Pokemon Go everywhere.
We need Pokemon Go everywhere. If I could make money going around the world catching Pokemon digitally, I would quit. I wouldn't even build cities. I would just do that. Like,
yeah, that's the move. That's the move. Okay, last one, and then my battery has 17%. So last one.
Okay.
So this is your take that basically all municipalities, not one specific one, but all municipalities in general, like any state, city, whatever, however the borders of that municipality are defined, should have a population cap. Go. Defend your point. Why?
Yes, I believe in population caps.
Why?
In municipalities. Because unfair and inconvenient to the people who are actually financing and that municipality to just be bringing people in that they just cannot afford to take care of. They could potentially solve problems. I mean, they could potentially cause problems through because of the scarcity, the inherent scarcity because of that municipality's capabilities. Like if you can't afford to feed everybody, but if you can only afford to feed 1,000 people, and 10,000 people show up, that hunger from the other 9,000 is going to cause them to start attacking this 1,000 so they can eat. Right? And it's like, you could solve that by just saying we're only going to have 1,000 people. We're just not going to take any more people. That's just a situation we can only have 1,000 people. And so like, and I'd like to add on, when I say like population caps, like it could be capped based on like the number of houses, but that doesn't mean that a municipality can't say like, okay, we can have 50,000, like we have 50,000 homes, we can house 50,000 like families, a total of maybe 52,000 like people within our residencies, within like our housing abilities, right? So you can like measure that. People already measure this within cities, urban planners, etc. But then there's going to be homeless people.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's not to say that we should just kick the homeless people out. Although not against it. I mean, I never said I was that nice of a guy. But there will be municipalities that accept homeless people, or maybe it's just like, okay, you can't afford to live here, but you can live over here in this particular place. Because like right now in the U.S., like they're like criminalizing homelessness.
100%.
Like, I mean, like I personally feel that even if someone isn't homeless, you should have the freedom to be able to like sleep in a public area. Right? Like, it's just crazy. Like, that's like, it's insane to like wake somebody up, you know, in a park and then take them to jail or fine them because they were sleeping in the park. That's what I mean by like stripping life away from people, by the way. It's what animal do you know that doesn't sleep on the grass? Like, that's insane. And so taking that away, I think is nuts. But I mean, I do think that they're, you know, they can measure the number of homeless people that they can like afford to have based on, you know, what they can actually take care of. Right? And then everyone else after that, they just can't come in. And on top of that, obviously there are tourists, there are visitors. You have to consider like that number to create a total population cap. But at a certain point, like, you know, you don't want a place that's overrun by tourists. That's like, that becomes like a thing, right? I mean, and it's unfair to the people who live there, you know? So like, I wouldn't be looking to like divide it up based on like race, religion, or anything. Maybe age, but you know, sometimes I'm childless. I don't know if I lived in a childless city. I think I'd be like,
that'd be pretty sad. I feel like I think children are like a great way for adults to re-engage and play after they've.
But wouldn't you like to go to like the same way people go to like those
I'll go
adult like resorts or whatever?
I'll go to Cancun when I don't want to hang out with kids. Right?
I'm just saying, like, it's like a thing. I think that it's possible, right? Like, that's like, you know, those different types could be a thing. Maybe it could be age-based. Because I do think that age has, like, real restrictions that we need to consider.
That's
But I don't want to bring up...
I feel like intergenerational societies are good, though.
But I feel like they're good, but we do need to consider age when we're thinking about, like, how fast we're moving versus, like, what gets built versus what doesn't. Because like, I mean, let's be honest, like a major cause of the problems that we face today that could be solved with current innovation, not innovation that like maybe we could build, like things that we have right now. The reason that it doesn't happen is because we got a bunch of old people who don't want to change their way.
Oh, that's a totally different conversation. I mean, that is I mean, my whole solution to this is like, if you're above the average, like the life expectancy, so that whatever the average life expectancy of a country is, I don't know if it's like you shouldn't be allowed to vote, or I don't know like exactly. You should definitely 100% not allowed to be president if you are over the average life expectancy of the country. Like, I'm sorry, like, and that means it's like a great incentivization, because that means, okay, if old people want to like still be in charge, well, then you have to raise the average life expectancy.
I mean, I suppose I think even raising the average life expectancy, I think that even that's even not, because ultimately you could get older and your brain still gets older. right? Like, you're still not as efficient. You're not, I'm only 31, but I can tell you when I was 18, 19, the energy, or even 25, this was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the energy, the creativity, the ambition, like it's not the same as, just.
I would say the creativity the energy definitely has gone down, but the creativity, I don't think
but how much, like, I feel like,
wisdom's gone up, creativity's gone up, energy's gone down, for sure.
I guess the energy's more controlled, maybe. But yeah, in general, I can't stay up for 3 days like I used to.
No way.
I used to be able to do that, but
no way.
But I'm saying, like, someone who's like, 60, 70 years old, like, can they relate? Like I got a nephew. I think he's 18 or 19 right now.
Yeah.
I have no idea what his world looks like.
Oh yeah.
Like, how can I make rules for it? Like the things that kids are like,
exposed to,
You're supposed to be building a society for the next generation.
You have to be a really good listener as any person, but as you have to be really good at listening to people that don't have the same life experiences as you, to be able to like make rules and regulations for that. And I don't think the current older generation has that listening ability. I don't know if I'll have that listening ability when I'm their age. So I don't know.
I just don't think it's worth the risk. What it boils down to, I think that when you get older, you need to have like a sense of humility and realize, some time does actually run out. Like sometimes, you wanted to be president. Sorry, bro, but you're 80 now.
Yeah.
Like you just can't do it. Cutoff was at 65.
Well, I think the cutoff should track the average life expectancy. But that's a different. That's my solution.
I think the cutoff should be just a hard number for practical reasons. But
I think it should track whatever. It doesn't have to be the exact average life expectancy.
It could change based on society.
It could be like 5 years below or something.
There's no reason we can't like test it out in different societies, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I back to like that R&D situation. Like, what are we like testing like in society? Like society is
like imagine
there's very little like like innovation that happens, right? Like
and on the governance level in the United States, in most places I would say, I can't say most places, but specifically in the United States, we have reached a system. We've reached political systems are like complex dynamical systems, and we're in a state where we're like in this back and forth pendulum swinging.
Yeah, we reached stagnation.
We can't get anything
We've
done.
reached stagnation to the point where people feel like what they're saying is the truth, and someone is just like, oh, but swing states and Democrats and Republicans. I'm like, there's a million other ideologies that people can have, or that could grow and actually work, or they could bring value and make our lives better, but they're just ignored out of really fear that you could lose the primaries, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think we're really I think the next 10 to 20 years, we're about to see can the boomers destroy the United States fast enough? Because it's like the boomers' destructive ability before they die is really going to determine if the United States is like going to actually continue as like a country.
Yeah.
Or like a successful country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. But population caps. I'm not convinced. Not convinced.
I think it's going to happen.
Some people are like no borders. Some people are like no borders. You're like borders everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, just borders are more tests for types of societies,
Yeah. Well, we hit it. We did good, and then we had a 0% drop frames.
Vibe,
and we recorded this, so okay, where can people go if they want to reach you? Like, what's the here? Let's
don't no.
I was like,
if you're at network school and you're watching this, you can reach me. I think I'm one of the only 3 black people here, so I'm sure you'll probably see me.
Don't mix them up with the other one.
Yeah. I think it's maybe 2 others out there somewhere.
And then Twitter, anything?
I'd say
Twitter, or what about
Instagram? I'm usually more active on Instagram. I'm more likely to respond. On Twitter, like I'm less likely to respond.
So what's your Instagram, Jalen? What?
Jalen D Nelson. It's just my name.
Okay, so here you go. Go to this if you want to see Jalen. If you want to talk to him, well, I can't see it, but this is the handle. And then what about Network Pass? Is there anything to follow up there?
Yeah, you can go on networkpass.xyz for the initial
Should I do it now?
Yeah. Check it out. What the?
No live demos. No live demos.
Wait, no live demos.
No live demos. But check it out when it's live in probably by the next 24 hours.
It was live until like right now when I just looked at it a second ago. What's going on? Actually, no. Type in app.networkpass.xyz. Put that in there. Let's see. Network Pass should have been working though.
App.networkpass.
Oh man, I wonder what's going on here. Oh, not properly configured.
Okay, so this is the app, but the net, yeah. Eventually, this network pass thing will be there, but this is the app.
Yeah. I think I may have messed up some of the DNS stuff, but whatever.
Yeah,
that's actually the direct app. Normally, there's like a landing page.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of sign in, and if you want to, you can. But it's as long as you're a network school member, you can sign in. It just verifies you're in the discussion channel on Discord. So you sign in with your Discord. It verifies that, and then you're able to scan a QR code and at partner locations, and you get some sort of like discount or like benefit
you get
or
discounts
perk or something like that.
So log in.
Around Forest City and Johor right now, I did like create a partnership with the new bar. Right now, I got us 10% off that beach bar.
Jalen got us 10% off at the beach bar. So, check it out. Go here, sign in, and come say hi to Jalen whenever you get the chance. This has been NSTV, Network School TV. Have a nice day, y'all. See you at dinner.
Vibe.